Welcome back to another episode of Just a Tip, where we say the shit that everyone's thinking but nobody's saying. Today, F+B and Just a Tip has gone rogue. We are invading South Beach at the South Beach Seafood Festival. My first guest today, Valerie Roy. She's the co-founder of South Beach Seafood Festival. This award-winning festival is in its 13th season, taking over Miami Beach, showcasing all the local 305 talent Miami has to offer. Today, we talk about a bunch of different shit, but most of all, what it takes for a woman who's a mother doing a festival in Miami Beach. The planning, the coordinating, the organizing, the politics, the real estate, the cleanup, all the bullshit, sponsors, restaurants, everything. So let's get into it. This episode of Just a Tip is brought to you by Rooftop Solutions. So the craziest thing happened. You might have even seen it in the news. A restaurant in Wynwood had to shut down for years after a leaky roof caved in. Imagine all that money, time, momentum gone just because the roof wasn't handled right. And that's why I always recommend Rooftop Solutions. They've been protecting homes and businesses all over Miami-Dade and Broward for over 20 years. They're local, based in Hialeah, and they take pride doing the job with honesty and craftsmanship so your roof stands the test of time. And here's the deal. If you got a leak, they will patch it for free while prepping your roof to be replaced. So unless you want to add a lazy river in your dining room, call Rooftop Solutions, tell them Felix sent you. If your restaurant's POS is slowing you down instead of speeding you up, you're running on the wrong system. Here's the reality. Most POS platforms were built for franchises and retail, not really for restaurants like yours. That's why I actually back Pecan POS. It's built specifically for food service, fine dining, chef-driven, and high-touch spots. And it doesn't make your life harder, it makes it easier. Fully customizable, hooks right into every major delivery app. And the kicker? The POS itself is free with their solution. No bullshit fees, no nickel and diming you with add-ons, just a system that actually runs the way your restaurant runs. Trust me, this one is different. Visit pecanpos.com or hit the link in the show notes to book a demo. Welcome back to another episode of Just a Tip, where we are live from the South Beach Seafood Festival. I got a very special guest today. I decided, why sit in the studio when I can enjoy all of this, and decided to have one of the co-founders of the Seafood Festival, Miss Valerie Roy. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You know what? Like, I knew that you were going to be in town, and through Bernie, you know, he was like, "Oh, you know, Valerie." But I was like, "Valerie from the Seafood Festival." I was like, "I need to meet her.
No,
I need her on."
We're simpletons.
I was like, "We will come to you. We will film with you." So thank you so much for coming on. You know, we love to talk about, you know, the community, the 305. You are such a shining example of a strong woman from Miami that really does great for the community. So
you
just
guys,
want to thank you.
I hired a publicist here.
See,
his name is Felix. Thank you for
I think
having
you
me.
used that line on Kiko. I don't appreciate the recycled lines. But you know what? I think that, you know, you and Todd and who's the third partner?
Jason.
And Jason. You guys have such a really interesting journey. And that was why I had to interview. I was like, I had to come to Miami Beach and really just talk about what goes into doing something like this, because you are literally taking over how many blocks of the beach?
4.5 blocks. I mean, honestly, you know, it takes a village.
Right.
As you're saying, you know, you're listing some names out and stuff like that. And first of all, we're happy to be here. We're happy to be back.
Right.
We're year number 13.
This is your 13th year. You time it so well because it's also the beginning of stone crab season.
It is. We kick off stone crab season. We kick off season. I think as a whole, we kick off season. You know, September, October, we're all getting back in the swing of things from from summer. And then, you know, we're here. We're ready to go, you know.
So, you know, obviously I got to come out and ask because, you know, you're obviously not the only festival in town. Maybe the best one, but not the only one.
Love this guy. I'm going to come on more often.
My pleasure, anytime. But, you know, what does it take to do something like this? So, you know, I guess let's take it back one step even further. You're from Miami Beach, right?
Born and raised, Mount Sinai Hospital, you know, on Miami Beach. It's my home. It's my home. It's got my heart. You know, 60th and North Bay. It's where I grew up. And my dad was a doctor here for 30 years. I mean, this is what I love. I love Miami Beach. I love the whole story of it. There's such a history here that I think people forget how special Miami Beach is.
Right.
And it's been through so much volatility throughout so many years, but at the end of the day, it's still the most beautiful place when you look out on that water and you're like, I live in paradise.
Right.
So I'm very lucky and blessed to have been raised here and born here and raised here. and have worked here for so long, you know, and now I live off the beach in suburbia with my children, but every year coming back in October and just celebrating what we have here, it's a special opportunity.
Where did you go to school?
High school?
Yeah.
Well, I went to Ransom Everglades.
Oh shit, you're a smart one, huh?
Yeah, we had some good times, you know, growing up.
You didn't want
shout
to do
out
the
to
beach
my
high? You didn't
Raiders.
want to?
Well, so I went to Laramie Day School. I got a shout out to them, and then I went the private route. And Ransom was a great opportunity. I have older siblings, so they went. And then, you know, I got to give a shout out to Michigan, my Michigan Wolverines, though, because I ended up in Michigan.
Love it.
But really, you know, beach high today, and I actually was there yesterday doing a culinary experience with the school there, and we're bringing out the students here Saturday in their culinary program.
I love that.
And that's what it's all about. And what Beach High is today is unbelievable. What Miami-Dade County Public Schools is doing with the magnet programs and the specialty opportunities that they have in public school now that they didn't have when I was growing up is a blessing for all of South Florida. I mean, my kids go to Palmetto now, and I'm a big believer in all the schools. I mean, there's so much opportunity, but really our Miami-Dade County Public Schools and programs like this where we're putting on a festival that helps give back to creating culinary experiences and real life experience for students to come out. They're going to be competing on the Milam stage here on Saturday. Those opportunities are something special, and I think it takes our small village, even though Miami's a big place, but Miami's a small place, and we all work together. We make something magical together, and I think that's what it's all about.
I love that. So did you always have like a love of food, or did that develop later on?
Who doesn't love food? But I do love food.
But what were some of your go-tos growing up?
So
like, were you a Wolfie's girl?
I loved Wolfie's was fan favorite over here. But honestly, Friday nights you could find us at Cafe Avanti always.
41st Street.
41st
Big shout out to
Street.
Cafe Avanti.
Big shout out to my friends at Cafe Avanti. My dad would order the chicken parm. It was just where we went. It was them, and then we would go to Joe's. My family. I mean, the Saywitz family has done an amazing thing there, and that was where we went. We were either at Avanti or Joe's, and then, of course, when it was a good occasion, you know, we went to the Forge.
I was gonna. My next question: did you go to Jimmy's? Did you hang out at Jimmy's?
Oh, 100%.
Jimmy's, then Glass, then you did the whole circuit.
When we grew up here, and obviously we all grew up way too early, you know. So like in high school,
I think you see more here.
You see more. So when we were in high school, and you know, we were bouncing around, and then in college, and we had so many opportunities to go out and have fun and experience.
Right.
So when I got to college in the middle of Ann Arbor, and I'm like, whoa, what is this, you know? But Miami Beach is so special like that. Imagine you're growing up and you have these amazing events that are happening here. You know, I remember growing up on 60th and it'd be like, oh, it's boat show season again, and the bridge is up every 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know, but that's what Miami Beach is all about.
Right.
It's about the experiences that our kids get to experience, that our families get to experience, the residents. I mean, how cool is it that we get to do cool things like this and experiences like the festivals that come in town or local festivals that happen, the local farmers market, the experiences, then the big ones, the Art Basels, the F1s that are not down here.
Right.
It's got a mix of everyone, and I think that's what's special. And now we have a lot of corporate restaurants that are here, but we still have our heart of hearts that are, you know, keeping the magic of Miami Beach still homey.
It's so funny because we do a lot of videos about, you know, a lot of people call me and they're like, when does the season start? When does it begin? And it's funny enough that I always say it ends the day after F1 and it starts when the SOBE Seafood Festival starts.
Oh, I love
For me,
that.
that's when the restaurants, because obviously the summertime, they're dead, they're closing, they're complaining. It's a disaster. But since you touched the subject of, you know, life back in the day, because I love nostalgia, so gotta ask you, where did you party back in the day?
I mean, you could find me a little bit of Mint, a little bit of Rock Bar, a little bit of Mansion Cameo, you know, Opium, Pre-Bay. We
right?
threw
Use
it
the
all
pre-day
out there.
on Saturdays, right?
All out there. I remember, I actually, Purple and, I mean, all those guys. We had so much
Purple's
fun.
coming on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be on soon, yeah.
We had such a good time. Oh, my God. We would go out and, you know, I mean, Miami Beach is special. Roomie, gotta love a roomie night. We had such cool opportunities. I mean, like the international people that were coming in town, the people that we met, you know, throughout the night. And then, of course, you end up at Big Pink, you know, because, like, that's just where life happens when you're, like, 4 a.m. trying to eat some good
I mean,
good
honestly,
French fries.
my routine was always Nobu, and then you go to Mint, and then you wind up at David's Cafe like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Very good. See, I was like a Casola's if I was going back down south to some Ransom friends or whatever, you know. But, I mean, Miami Beach is special. Obviously it's going through a little bit of change now. And, I'd like to see that we're bringing some newness back. I think what Major Food Group's going to be doing, down at Nikki Beach area and with the Boucher brothers, who have created such a great experience on Miami Beach. We love them. So just the heart of what South Beach and what Miami Beach is,
Right.
We got to bring it back. It's our responsibility. I grew up here. This city has given me so much.
Right.
And our responsibility of doing programs like the South Beach Seafood Festival, kicking off season, bringing out 60 plus restaurants to come together, have their staffs out here, experience something fun together, and then go back into your restaurants and put in the work for 6 months and show South Florida off. Like, that's what it's about. We got to keep showing off because people are coming, our residents want to enjoy, and it's our responsibility to do it together. And so I use the South Beach Seafood Festival the same like everyone. Right. I mean, we kick off season together, and I look out and I see 10,000 people, and I'm like, we're creating memories as a team. Like,
right.
We are a team, This takes a village. We are a team. South Florida, we are a team. Let's take all of our restaurant partners. I have amazing national brands like Herradura and Jack Daniels and Goya of the world that are flying in town, High Noon, Hendrix. I mean, Breakthrough Beverage, our exclusive wine and spirits partner, help us with so much of the beverage side of it and the national brands that fly in town for this. And with them, we're able to create an experience like that creates that team atmosphere, that team mindset. We have a week of really fun together, and then we all go to work.
Well, I mean, listen, what I love about the Seafood Festival is that, unlike other festivals, you're not bringing in all these big guys from across the country who just come here to show face. Like, you're really bouncing off of the local talent, which makes South Florida great. And you're showcasing guys who usually don't have a platform.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. We get somewhere around 700 million impressions for the destination.
That is crazy.
It's something crazy like that. Our PR firm mixed with our entire marketing team and all the partners involved. When you're having that many eyeballs look at a small event, I mean, I consider us small. I know
right.
that, we're still simpleton.
Well, listen, you could consider it what you want. I mean, I've done my homework on you guys, and, you guys were named top 5 in USA Today and the Travel Network. PR network, PR is one thing, but like
they got to write it for, there's a reason behind it, I hope.
Right.
I love to get the emails that I get where I hear from people flying in from New Jersey, from wherever. I mean, wherever they come from, Texas, we get California, that they look forward to this. But I also love to hear the residents say that they look forward to this as their kickoff to the season, that they get to come out and see some of the restaurants that maybe they don't even know is opening in their neighborhood. And that's really what it's all about. But I think, when we're building that brand awareness for South Florida, the good news for South Florida, and we're doing it together, not necessarily as something massive that's coming in town, but this is the heart of it that's coming out, and all together we're doing it together.
Right.
It's not just us, me and my husband and Jason and our entire team. Yeah, we put in the work 365 days a year to make it all happen.
But where did you guys get like the idea? When did it actually click?
I will tell you, I met my husband at Fox's. No, I didn't meet him there. We went out to a date at Fox's.
Fox's in South Miami?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So I had known of him. He was this event producer. So my husband, Todd, went to University of Miami in the heyday.
Right.
So
the
U. Shout out to the U.
Shout out to the U.
In the days where the U was crazy.
Yep.
And he owned a restaurant called The Depot.
Right.
So The Depot was where Akashi is on US 1. And he started as a dishwasher.
Yep.
He was 18 years old. He came from Michigan. He didn't know what he was doing. He had no money.
Wait, did you guys meet in Michigan?
No.
Or was that just
We're
total...
25 years apart. There's a lot.
No, I thought maybe he was visiting home, going to a Red Wings game.
Job.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love a good Red Wings game. But I wanted a job, and he wanted a wife. Here we are.
Okay.
But really, so he owned a restaurant, and The Depot was The Depot, Joe's, and The Forge.
Right.
That was it. That was the only 4-star restaurant. That was the schedule. And he did everything from like Uncle Luke's, launch parties to like
big
fine
shout out
dining.
to Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew.
Yeah, there we go. But it was the place that he had all the, Canes football teams coming in, and that was just the vibe there. He was 18, he was a dishwasher, and then he ended up buying it at 21.
Nice.
And he ran this restaurant, and he owned it, and he created that he learned from a guy that used to own it, that was the Walt Disney experience.
Yep.
That was his whole thing.
Right.
What does Walt Disney do? If you want to know about how to create customer service, read about Walt Disney. So he did that till he was 30. He sold it on his 30th birthday to Akashi.
Yep.
And then he created an event business where he did golf tournaments for nonprofits.
Okay, that's great.
Fundraising for South Florida. He raised, millions and millions of dollars a year for different charities doing golf tournaments.
Right.
And then Alonzo Mourning hired him to do Zoe Summer Groove. We all remember Zoe Summer
Absolutely.
Groove. And Dwayne Wayne used to have his events, so Todd used to do all those. And it was so much fun. And it was all charitable initiatives.
Right.
You know, our goal is always, every one of our events has some kind of charity component to it. And with that, everyone heard about Todd Roy and how amazing he was and all these celebrities and celebrity, foundations. And I'm like, who is this guy?
Right.
I worked at the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
Like, I was the marketing director doing these, happy hours and networking. And I met him through University of Miami. And so we went to Fox's.
Right.
And I said, Todd, I have this idea. I work at the chamber. I'm doing their gala. I work with the business community. I know everybody in their business community.
Right.
I want to do something big on South Beach to celebrate the business community. Like, why does everyone come in town
Right.
when we could do it?
Right.
And he's like, lady, you're nuts. I was 23 at the time.
Right.
And then he was like, okay, maybe whatever. So he takes me out on our first date. He takes me to Joe's. That was our first date.
You know what? If you're gonna go on a first date,
The
you
guy
wanna
had
impress.
moves. Let me tell you. He took me to Joe's and walks in like he,
It was a Goodfellas. It was a Goodfellas scene.
the whole thing.
Right.
We were there till 11 o'clock at night. Eddie was laughing because, they all grew up together
Right.
in the restaurant business.
Yep.
Brian, Johnson, all of them. They were all waiters and babies,
Right.
And they put on the red carpet of Todd Roy walked in, I did a gala and he said, let me take you out to dinner. Anyway.
You never went to Joe's like that before, right?
It was like, okay. So honestly, we met and we kept on talking about this, and he wanted a wife and I wanted a job, and I moved in 3 months later and here we are.
It kind of worked out.
But really, I would say, so we've been together 15 years and this is year 13, and we thought about that for an entire year before we put it on paper.
Right.
Of what is it? What is the purpose of it? And we walked into Breakthrough Beverage, to the president of Breakthrough Beverage, and said to him, we have an idea. There's a lot of distributors in town, and you guys need something to have a presence on South Beach. I mean, Jack Daniels is in every bar,
Right.
and everybody needs to celebrate it. So we want to do it with you. Within 5 minutes, they said, we love it. And that was our seed money, because you needed to find, when you do this event
Shit ain't
business,
free.
you got to have your
Right.
seed money. They were our seed money, and they said, and our second call was to Joe's,
Right.
because we were kicking off Stone Crab season. And our third call was to these beautiful letters back here, to our friends from Goya, who we knew supported a lot of different community events.
Yep.
And that's really how it started. We got our seed money, and we got, our spearhead staple restaurant to say this is a good idea.
Right.
And then we went to the city of Miami Beach and said, we have an idea.
Was it because, if it wasn't Joe's, everybody else asks, who else do you have?
Yes. Oh, my God.
The-
When you're doing an event, the first question you get, right? So when you're having a building build or something who else
Whether you're
is going
doing
to
a
be there?
podcast, whether you're doing a show, who else is going to be there?
Well,
Exactly.
I don't know, because I don't know who's going to be
Right.
there. We were, hook 'em by crook the first year. We had 10 restaurants.
Right.
And it was just
Do you
friends of
remember the
friends of
first
friends.
couple?
It was definitely Cafe Avanti, because I
Yep,
begged
obviously.
her. It was Joe's. I
Yep.
begged them.
Yep.
Our friends from... one of our friends from Breakthrough Beverage, he was best friends with CJ's Crab Shack and
Yeah,
the
sure.
Lobster Chef guys.
Yeah.
I love them. And they're a staple here.
Yep.
And we needed another stone crab vendor because we were doing a stone
Right.
crab festival. We didn't know what we were doing. We did golf tournaments, and galas.
Right.
So we called them. They said yes. So, all right. So we have a little bit of a plan here. We had 10 restaurants.
Right.
1 block.
Right.
And we had never done any of this. We didn't know what we were doing. And all of a sudden, 6,000 people show up.
Well, before the 6,000 people showed up, what was permitting like?
Oh, my God. Oh, that was another thing we didn't know what we were doing. When you go into an event, a festival, when you're on the sand, this is a blank slate.
Yeah.
And by the way, you come out here, you better clean it, because the volleyballers will come after you, and environmental, we want to keep our beaches safe.
Right. And again, I know that you were with the Chamber of Commerce, but for people that think it's, you know what, we could just do a festival in Miami Beach, who really don't know Miami Beach.
You have no idea. I do have to give a shout out to the City of Miami Beach Special Events Department and Jason, who runs our production side of our business, navigating what the building department wants, what the fire department wants, and having everyone talk between fire, environmental, and sanitation and this, and then trying to get everyone in the same room together to understand what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Because they're so worried about building so many buildings, and this is an add-on revenue to them, you
Right.
know? So I do have to thank the Chamber of Commerce for that. I did have a leg up, a little bit, knew a lot of the politicians around to just understand what the heck we were supposed to do.
Right.
We were babies.
Were there times where, like, maybe they muscled in because you guys were like little guys and, try to tell you guys how it was going to be?
Really, no. Everyone was very welcoming to us. And I don't know if it's because I'm from here or, locals helping locals.
Locals helping locals is a big thing.
It is true. But I will say, once you understand the players at the city, you know who to start working with, and you just got to push your way. And if it makes sense for the city, it will work. The biggest problem with Miami Beach is really, our residents, obviously we have to support our residents, because they're the reason why we're all
100%.
here. They pay the taxes
All
to be
about
here.
the locals, yeah.
But then the residents have to understand that, like, events are good. We're bringing revenue to your city that you would not have and that other cities don't get.
Right.
And it pays for a lot to happen down here.
And I think the city really needs to recognize that right now because, last couple of years, it's been a little tough for restaurants in Miami Beach. Again, I believe that they're going to come back, but they're in it right now. So
we've done a few different things. Like, for example, our Saturday festival used to be 12 to 7.
Right.
Now we cut it at 5 so that in hopes that people will go to the restaurants and have happy hour after or go eat dinner after, So we've kind of worked with them. This is a partnership between us, and very grateful for the commissioners for helping us along and figuring out, we want to do this for you. We want to do this for everyone. It's not about us, I actually hate doing all these podcasts because and you're like, oh, in 13 years, you've never met me. I don't want people to really know about us. It's not about us.
Well,
nobody knows what CI management is. It's okay.
I had to have you on because, we're not really about fluff on our show. It's really about, like, the gritty, being pregnant, like nobody wants to, congratulate you.
The blood, sweat, and so many tears. And the amount of pregnancies I was pregnant over here, like, ugh.
So let me tell you guys something I see all the time. You take over a second-gen space, you think it's turnkey, but the second you walk in, it's not exactly what you need. Maybe the bar layout doesn't flow, maybe the kitchen's a little outdated, or the bathrooms look like they haven't been touched since the 90s. That's why I tell all my clients, you need to call Brodson Construction. Whether you're building from the ground up or not, you still need the finishing touches done right. Brodson's been local and family run since 1989. They're the top 1% in Florida, and they've handled everything from luxury homes on Star Island to some of Miami's best retail and restaurant spaces like LPM, Cipriani, Hillstone, Bell Harbor, just to name a few. Bottom line, don't settle for nickel and dime contractors who might underbid the work to win the job up front and screw you over in the end. Brodson maintains integrity every step of the process to build enduring relationships and never exploit clients. So remember, if you're going to build, call Brodson Construction. Look, as a business owner, I'll be real with you. Running my brokerage takes all my time, and in Miami, if you're not showing up online or on social media, you just don't exist. That's why I've worked with Sage Marketing Studios from the very beginning. Website, social, even this podcast. They're the ones behind the camera. Building strategy, keeping it consistent, and making sure my brand looks like it actually belongs in the city. So just a tip. Stop having your cousin post blurry iPhone pics once every 3 months. Hit up Sage Marketing Studios. You can find them on Instagram at socialmedia.sage and tell them Felix sent you. A lot of you know me from my F+B Miami page, but what you might not know is that I also run Florida's largest restaurant real estate brokerage called F+B Hospitality. Every week I meet somebody that thought that they could just wing it on a restaurant lease. And every week on F+B Miami, you guys see how that turns out. And that is exactly why I started F+B Hospitality Brokerage. We treat our clients' money like it's our money. We don't say things just to say it or paint pretty little pictures. We go based on facts and numbers. If we don't like a deal, location, or permit status, we are absolutely not afraid to tell you. It's about setting you up to last. So you could focus on food and foodies while we negotiate the build out and the terms.
And also, listen, I mean, you're a woman, you're a mom.
Yes.
You got kids at home. This is obviously not an easy thing to put together.
Yeah. It takes a village. It really does. I mean, people say to me, you do this? Are you crazy? And my husband and I, we have a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old. We have a daughter who's in college, and the goal is that they're the future of it,
right.
But it's not easy. It's not easy when we're navigating. We're in the outdoor festival business.
Right.
I mean,
anything can
happen. COVID can happen. Anything can happen that we can't expect. And
did you guys have to cancel when COVID?
We have never canceled an event. We canceled during COVID.
Oh, because it was right. Yeah,
it was right. It was October,
right.
and we couldn't do it. They would only. The city had a lot of rules between how many people we could have here and how
even
much
though it was
permitting.
outdoors.
And the distance, how were we going to keep everyone apart? I mean, the whole thing was crazy. But we've never canceled an event, and we had to cancel that year. And that's a lot,
right?
You know, because sponsors are paying early, and then you got to shift everyone around. And thank God we have the best partners.
Right.
You know, when you're dealing with national brands that want to invest in our South Florida community, and when we do, you know, we're over in Tampa Bay Wine and Food Festival now that they've come over there with us, you know, and they want to invest in Florida.
Right.
You know, Florida is a mecca.
Right.
There's so much happening here. And there's a lot of wealth coming in here, but there's a lot of local talent.
Right.
And so
much talent.
Right. So it's like everyone's in it together. So I think, you know, we've had some craziness along the way, as everyone does.
Obviously.
The event business is not easy.
Yep.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I remember year two, we opened to open bar.
Right.
We decided, you know what, let's just give away the drinks. People could buy their tickets in, give them some kind of incentive.
Yeah, you're out of your mind for doing it. This is Miami.
Okay.
How
we
bad?
had 12 bartenders.
No, forget about. I want to know how many arrests for like public intoxication and.
It was the most. First of all, forget arrests. I bartended for 3.5 hours.
Oh,
And
wow.
let me tell you, I had a good time. You
Right.
know, my brother-in-law was lugging ice down. I was bartending. I mean, we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
How many people showed up to that event?
10,000. I'm sorry. For the second year, 7,500. I think we had. I mean, it was wild.
How much liquor did you guys go through?
Oh my trucks. Let me just. Breakthrough was very happy. Don't worry.
Were you like, yeah, that's the last time we do an open bar?
So we have open bar,
Right, but not like.
Not crazy. So
Right.
we've opened up more bar spaces. We have a lot more sampling that happens. A lot more specialty cocktail experiences. It's for the palate. You know, we
Right.
want to teach you what pairs with seafood. That's the point. You know.
Right.
Like, have something cool to drink, learn something new. I mean, Jack Daniels, our title sponsor, just came out with Jack Blackberry. Did you have some this morning?
It was some of the most amazing thing. So we obviously did Bernie Matz's show before, and Erica, right?
Yes,
she
Erica's
from
the
Jack
brand
Daniels.
ambassador.
She made me the most amazing Jack Blackberry drink I've ever had.
It was like a watermelon julep type of drink. Yeah.
I crushed 4 of them, I think, in like the.
Jack Daniels, always a good time.
Jack is always a good time.
No bad day when it's your
But
title
I think
sponsor.
I think why you're doing it right is because you pick the right partners. I think that restaurants, I think it's great that you're going with the local mom and pops. People that I've spoken to, they're so happy that you do these events because they always tell me, Felix, I would never have a shot like with like any other big guys or, you know, getting noticed by like an Avatar Mall or a Bell Harbor. But some of these, like, this is kind of the new way to get noticed, I feel.
Yeah. I think, you know, really being able to shine a light on them when they can't afford to do these kind of things. And my goal, by the way, for the future of this, you know, we started doing a lot of in-restaurant dinners during the week. And it's not necessarily that, you know, we need to bring in a celebrity chef to do it. Like, I want the restaurant to merit themselves. And, yeah, we'll bring in a cool brand partner. And if we bring in a cool celebrity chef, it's really just to help shine a light on who the chef is there. And give them experiences in their restaurants. And the goal is really like, the onus is not on just us. You know, let's make this a seafood festival month, week, whatever we want to do. Let's do more restaurant dinners during the week.
Right.
Let's do them all over. They don't necessarily only have to be on Miami Beach. Do them in your neighborhoods, Coral Gables, Palmetto Bay. I keep saying Palmetto Bay because that's like my home.
No, but you're right. Like Miami Lakes, like neighborhoods that normally tourists would never, ever go to.
Let's do cool things.
Absolutely.
We have the brands that want to go do it with you guys.
Right.
You know, let's go do that.
Because you know what? They still produce money. Like they, you know.
Exactly. And then the restaurants make money all week. We're doing something cool in their restaurants all week. And then we're coming out here all together.
Right.
And we have 3,000 people Friday night for Chef Showdown, my favorite night of the year. And then Saturday's Seafood Festival is a big celebration all together, and it like culminates the month. And then like, let's go November, bring it on.
So the first time I heard about the festival, like really heard, was when shit got real. When it was, I think in the Showdown, you had the 2 hottest like taco places in Miami going head to head. And people, it was like, ooh, it was like, you know, a fight going down in high school where you got Bodega versus Coyo Taco.
And they opened their restaurants the same week, the same build out. You got
the speakeasies and dude, that shit got like, that was like
rowdy
real
on stage. You know what? The idea is that we're doing a fight night.
Right.
And it's all for bragging rights. It's all for fun.
Right.
Listen, if I could have all 20 chefs on Chef Showdown win, I would. But at the end of the day, it's a competition.
Right.
Like, let's go. And that's what's cool about it. So Chef Showdown Friday night, they put it all out on the table.
Right.
The dishes that night are spectacular. Some of these events that you go to, they're sampling and they're putting out, basic things because it's expensive. We know. But we've got friends like Halperns and some of our partners that really help the restaurants. Goya writes a check to help their expenses that
Which is
night.
amazing.
So it's amazing.
Big shout out to Goya.
Exactly. And so really, when we're helping pay for their food and we're helping pay for their build outs, they want to come out here and put on a show.
Right.
And they want people to vote on them because the guests are voting.
Right.
So, when you've got restaurants like Bodega and Coyo, that was a big epic battle, but they're putting out, the food is fantastic. And then what I find is I'll go into their restaurants months after, whatever, and I'll see whatever the menu item that they served that was featured at the Chef Showdown. Like, how cool that, I gave them a platform to do that. And my team did, we're giving them a platform to celebrate them, and then they're going back and hopefully making revenue off of it at the restaurant.
What do you say to like some of the restaurants maybe that are not happy that they didn't win? They're like
I've definitely cried to a few.
It's you got the fix is in, and you got to pay to play and blah blah blah. What do you say to those guys?
I don't care who wins. I want everyone to win.
Like, you don't care, right? You got no skin in the game, right?
I find out exactly at the same time they do on the stage.
Right.
We have, no joke, how people say they bring out their accountant to do it? We bring out our accountant. They do all the tallying. And when the MC announces it, I find out and I'm like, like I found out at the same time. I'm so excited. And you know what? I don't care who wins or loses. But at the same time, I'm just happy that we are providing a platform for both of them to celebrate each other. Every dish is so close.
Yep.
I mean, it always is won by 1 point, 2 points, whatever. Sometimes they get blown away, but everyone puts their heart and soul to it, and South Florida has the best chefs.
What are the dishes usually like go for? Like, I'm sure like all the booths and everything, but like me, I'm like a ceviche guy.
Well, okay, so Friday night we have ceviche, we have tuna, we have taco. Surf and turf battle is always.
Oh shit.
They've got wagyu this year that's coming out. They've got this American wagyu. Our tuna battle has this bluefin tuna. They're bringing a 300-pound bluefin tuna from Japan. Halperns is.
Oh, wow.
It's unbelievable. The food is incredible. So you've got, all your seafood. You got shrimp and lobster and crab. And my favorite battle on Chef Showdown is definitely going to be bringing Sean from Meat Market and Andre, who just recently opened Catch and Cut in Fort Lauderdale. Bringing them back. They both have won 4 times.
Yep.
They're coming back to the stage. I was like, come on, bring the old guys back. We got to shine a light on you guys too.
Well, Mendine's coming also, right?
Mendine's judging.
Jose. Oh shit.
Mendine's judging.
Big
He's
shout out
the
to
best.
Jose.
Exactly.
Our boy.
We've got the executive chef from Fresh from Florida. He judges. We've got Miriam from NBC. So we have Sarah Liss and Tracy Block from.
Big shout out to Sarah Liss. I love her.
So we've got a mix of great judges on the stage, and then the guests are
Kiko's
also
a judge,
judges.
right?
Kiko's a judge.
Kiko.
That guy. And then we really, it's not only about the chefs. It's about the mixologists too, because we've got the Herradura bartender competition.
Okay.
Super fun.
Tell me, give me a little
So we've
roundup.
got mixologists that have submitted their best Herradura recipes all month long.
So who selects it?
Our team from Breakthrough, along with Herradura, we all kind of have a little committee, and we pick the top recipes without knowing the bartenders. We just pick the recipe.
So this is recipe based. So guys, when you apply, remember it's recipe based. Doesn't matter how cool your bar is.
It's recipe based. Whoever has the coolest recipe. And they pick the top 4 finalists who get to come here.
Right.
And in the Herradura build out on Friday night, they are making their cocktails. The guests are voting, and then 2 finalists go on stage for the secret round.
Right.
Finals. Alex Alfonso, who's the director of beverage for Breakthrough Beverage, he's the MC of it, and he's the host.
Anybody you're excited about that now is like entering?
Sweet Liberty will be out there this year. We've got Bargian. We've got Golden Rule is in. We also have a Pacifico battle.
Okay.
So Pacifico beer cocktail battle.
Interesting.
So Pacifico's our beer company, and they've got Golden Rule is going up against American Social in that, which is super cool. So we have a really great mix of cocktail competition.
We got any Arab boys from Over Under this year? Or?
No.
We gotta get over under. We gotta get over under next time.
We've got Better
Will,
Days
I'm
will be out
talking to you.
here.
Oh,
yes,
Better Will.
Yeah, very good. So Better Days, they're going to be out here Saturday at the festival day.
We love Will, by the way.
They're the best.
Will, we live and die for you.
Will, you're the best. Will and Eddie, they're going to be bartending in the Herradura activation. Herradura brought in a DJ from Nashville who's going to be badass, and they're going to be bartending. So it's really about, not only the chefs, because obviously we're here to celebrate the chefs, but the bars too.
Yeah.
We got good talent down here. We have fun.
What's yours? What are some of your favorites?
My secret talent, or
the secret talent of favorite bar.
Favorite bar.
I'll give you.
I'm not fun. I have kids. I'm boring, but
Or favorite drink. Place
I
to get a
gotta
drink.
tell you. Okay,
Hit
so
me.
I don't go out a lot. I'm really
That's
not
what
so
everybody
fun
says until they
anymore.
start naming off all the places they love.
I mean, like I really went to Daniel's last week for like
Love
a beautiful
Daniel.
cocktail. Danny
Danny
Gennam and
Gennam,
I
bro.
are
That's our boy,
super
bro.
close.
Yeah.
Love him. I like to have a good cocktail, you know. But I recently went to a Dead Flamingo Casa Tiki like hometown experience.
Dude, they don't fuck around.
They have a
They don't
good
fuck around.
time.
Great program. Great
Good.
beverage program.
I'm really into what they're doing
Yep.
there. So I'm proud of them. And to be honest, like homegrown guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about. And it's funny. So like Paulie, who's our DJ, and Billy G, who does our catering, and then you've got the guys, and they're all friends. They all
Yep.
grew up together. They all grew up in South Miami, or you know, and then now they're all making a name for themselves. That's what it's all about.
What do you think of the bar at Sonny's? Like I'm a big
I
big
haven't
green
been
gold
yet.
guy.
I know. I'm so excited. All right, we're going
I'm
together.
taking you. That's unacceptable.
I know.
Unacceptable.
I know. No, I'm really excited about what's happening in the culinary scene of South Florida.
Me too.
There's so much coming here, and I think it's not just though. Like, yes, there's a lot of corporate, you know, restaurants
Well,
opening.
Right, and again, I think that's what makes you better than me because I talk so much shit about transplants and not about like mom and
are a
pop
transplant.
I am. And what is it? I am a transplant, but I'm talking about like the machine transplants. You know, like I won't name them, but you know, guys that came from New York and
Yeah.
LA, and you know, I'm more about kind of like we have so much talent here.
Yeah.
About bringing up the talent that's here.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
that's what I love what you do.
It's so important, you know. Granted, look, we did an amazing dinner at Carbone the other night. It was incredible, and you know their level of service is just impeccable. And I challenge a lot of our smaller restaurants, you know, and I challenge Major Food Group, help them out, like teach people the way of the customer service.
How about this? I'll be more impressed when Major Food Group opens a Teresi here.
Ooh,
You know, like-
whoa, good time. But really, you know, their level of service is amazing.
fantastic.
And it's fantastic. And I think Danny Gennam at Daniel's, he's doing it
nailed it.
right. Like, their service is impeccable. And sometimes you can't afford
But
to
they have
do
a great
that.
machine. They have a great team.
They have a great team. That's what it's about. We're a team of 200 out here putting this on, you know. People say, oh my God, Valerie, you're doing such a great job. I mean, it's me. So we say, like, I create it, Jason builds it, Todd pays for it. And then there's 200 other people behind us that are working their butt off. My guys are out here for 2.5 weeks building this thing.
So how far in advance are you already planning like 2026 today?
I'll tell you, last night we were at Carbone. We have a great dinner, and then we went to Prime 54 at the Fontainebleau. And while we were at Prime 54, we did a Glenfiddich experience with Goya and the chef from Fontainebleau. It's a new chef there, and they're doing a great thing. And we're sitting there watching this restaurant where we were 40 people. And I'm looking out, and my husband's going, you see that room over there? There's 75 seats, and he's counting. And we're going to do that next year.
Just a machine, right?
He's a
Doesn't
machine
stop.
like that. No, and it's like, we want to do that. And then Cynthia from Goya says, I want to be in there. We'll get a bunch of people there. And then the chef from the Fontainebleau says, we can create something cool. And Glenfiddich says, we're in. That's how it works. When we're all together, bringing in these national brands, they've got the dollars to create the experience. We want to bring people. You know, if we could keep the prices down so that they're affordable, you know, some will be more expensive than others. You know, last night's dinner was $500 a person, but there is a market for that in South Florida.
It's Miami, of course there is.
Right. And then there's a little for everyone. There's $500 tonight. We're at Pub Belly with Fukia.
Oh, that's amazing.
Amazing. And it's $150 a person, but it's going to be impeccable.
Right.
It's a sake pairing
It's
dinner.
different.
Right. We're at Catch with Herradura Legend, which is super exciting. And the chef Gianni there, he's amazing. So I really think that, you know, there's a little for everyone, but I want to keep growing that.
Right.
You know? And then I want everyone to come out here and party together.
I love it.
Yeah.
So moving forward, how do you see this thing getting even bigger, or like what are you tweaking? Or you just
No,
kinda
it's
let it
not
go?
perfect. We're not perfect. I mean, every year as we go through the events, you ask me, you know, how do we change and what do we start planning? We're already planning. While we're out here, we want to know what to do better. We always send out feedback surveys to our team, to our sponsors. But really, so we do a family day on Sunday.
Amazing.
It's just a private family day with our team, and we host a little barbecue just to say thank you to our guys that are out here for so long. And we say to them, what would you do better? You know, they're part of this too, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because they're just on the production side, but like they're part of it too. We're a family. We all are family. We all work together. We're all married together, and
Right.
we're one big happy family. And married together. That's terrible. Don't.
We are married together.
we all are married together. Anyway, but I would say
Jack
that.
Daniels, guys.
Yeah, we're
Jack
all married
Daniels.
to them. It's good to be married to
Get
them.
to be married to
Yeah.
Jack Daniels.
But I'll tell you that. So we'll send a feedback survey, and then we'll really start planning. Like, I want to know what we're going to do better next year. I want to keep adding on to these dinners. I think, you know, my husband thinks the same way. Like, creating in-restaurant experiences so they can go make money, and then everyone coming out here. I want to see more restaurants out here. Chef Showdown, you know, how do we keep making it bigger? We'll keep the intimacy.
Right.
And the Saturday festival, do we go to 2 days? Do we just keep expanding it? Who knows? You know, work with more partners, get more of South Florida involved in the imagination side of it.
Do you find that like the changes in Ocean Drive, whether it's like the closing of the road or like, does that really impact you or not really? Like,
At first, we thought it would. You know, Ocean Drive, they're really working on trying to figure out
Right.
what is the right solution. And we get it. We want safety here.
Of course.
And it'll keep bringing more people here. So we want to work with the city to help better. But, you know, we kind of come here and we close it off. And it's a safe haven
Right.
to come here and enjoy and not worry about sort of what's going on.
Right.
But it seems like it's getting better. Just give the city time to figure it out. But they got to figure it out.
do you have any competitive festivals that maybe hate on you guys a little bit?
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, there's a market for everyone.
Right.
I will say, there's a market for everyone. We all know, you know, South Beach Wine and Food is the mecca of all mecca events. It's beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about them. But...
It's amazing what they do. You know, Southern does an incredible job. And there's a market for that. There's a market for us. There's a market for our Basels and F1s. And there's a little for everyone. We're a $160 ticket,
Right.
you know. And, you know, I think Wine and Food now you can't get in for $250 or $300. I don't know all their prices, but, you know, but then they have Family Day and things like that. They have created an unbelievable experience, but there's a market for
Right.
us too.
But because of that, like the F1s, like have you found more problems dealing with Miami Beach, or there's got to be? Come on, tell me something. Tell me something. There's got to be some Miami Beach drama.
I'm very happy with our City of Miami Beach partnership. We're very grateful that they keep letting us out here because I know it's difficult for the residents,
Right.
you know, to understand. I mean, the noise, and we've moved and changed with them, and we've cut blocks
But
here.
what do they want?
They
the
want
noise, the music to go down, or
They want the noise.
you know where we are, right?
Yeah, right. It depends on the year. You
Right.
know, it depends on
Oh,
the
you
year.
mean
It depends-
election year? Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum.
I really love our commissioners. I hope it all works out for
Yeah,
everyone.
and they love me. And they love me.
I will say, though, you know, every year they have to deal with a challenge.
Right.
You never know who you're going to get. Are there new residents that are complaining about noise? Do they want more events? Do they want less events? Do they want their noise? Do they want their beach access?
Right.
You know, I get it. They pay a lot to be down here. So I get that everyone, but there's a space for everyone, because if you didn't have us, you wouldn't have a plethora of economic impact coming
Right.
this week, and then extra money to go and do things that you want to do, the F1s or
Right.
whatever. You know, I think there's a place in the market for everyone. I really wish that, you know, they would look at more local events and provide more value to them, because they're such a value to
Right.
this, you know, and look at us as not just event producers making money. We're trust me, let me tell you, it's an expensive
Right.
hobby to be out here.
Right. Do you have any concern? Like, you know, obviously we you know, people talk shit all the time. We always hear that Ocean Drive in a couple of years is going to be all residential buildings. So like, if that happens, is it like time to find a new home, or?
I love being on South Beach.
I love
It's
it
my
being on South Beach.
home.
It's great.
Look at it. I mean,
But-
forget all
but
the
I am,
noise
like,
out there.
I am sad. Like you touched, you know, opium and amnesia, and like they had to leave because they couldn't do music in South of Fifth. Like, you know, that hurt. Like
It
that
hurts.
one sucked. You know.
It hurts. It's not the programming that we do. We don't do late night programming. I mean, we're done by 11 on Friday night. But it hurts because when we're trying to extend the event week into other events and things like that, there's a lot of caveats that we have to deal with every single year. There's something new that's come up. So yes, do I think that that's not helping Miami Beach for what Miami Beach really is? But at the same time, like, we need to attract the right audience down here,
Right.
and we need to do the right thing, you know, the right experiences, that kind of stuff. It's a hard balance, and I wish that, you know, the residents and the operators, you know, Ceci Velasco, of the head of the Ocean Drive Association, you know, we're really close friends. We used to work together at
Yep.
the Chamber of Commerce. I worked for her, and I love what her message is, and she's keep pushing forward. The hotel owners, I mean, they're really trying to push forward because we want to keep this a tourist destination. We want to support the residents. How do we do it together? Everyone just come to the table. But, you know, politics, how do we all come to the table?
Has it been like one extreme or the other, like locals or tourists?
Every year. It depends on, you know, who's in charge. It depends on what's happening.
But do you see a shift in numbers or not really? Like, you don't know who's a tourist and who's a local?
We do. We keep track. I mean, you know.
Through the reservations and stuff?
Through the reservations, through Eventbrite, we keep track. And, you know, some years, this is definitely a down tourism year, I would say. We still have our numbers. I think we're at like 40 or 50%.
No, people are. I'm still getting a ton of messages. Like people are still super excited.
Totally, we're not down on residence numbers. You know, we're still going to have a ton of people here.
Right.
And actually, I think Chef Showdown is about to sell out. Like maybe 20 tickets left.
Love
Awesome.
that.
The dinner sold out this week.
Yep.
And then the festival day can sell until it sells. There's thousands and thousands of people, but I will say, like, tourism traffic has been harder to approach, but they're still coming.
Why do you think that is? Honest, like you're honest, like no, like, you know, sugarcoating it kind of.
Life is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, the world is expensive.
Right.
Flights are expensive.
Flights are expensive, yeah.
You know, hotels, not their fault, you know, but everything, you know, the resort fees of this and that, it all tacks on, you know. I'm very grateful, like our partners at the Lowe's give us a great rate to be able to offer to everyone to come down here.
It's really great property.
Yeah, oh man, it's a beautiful property. So
and you got a Rayo's in there?
We'll be there tonight, so good. But I think that's the thing, is that life is expensive, so you have to pick and choose what you're doing now.
Right.
So it has to be an ultimate experience that you want to go to. You want to be able to go to South Beach. And Miami Beach needs to keep doing their job to making not just sexy, but fun.
Right.
You know, and enjoyable and safe and responsible.
And less mediocre.
And less mediocre. You know, keep it safe. Keep us safe so we can have fun.
Yep. Let
us have a little fun.
Yep.
And let us respect our residents, knowing that this is their home. And don't be so outlandish. It doesn't have to be an extreme. We can all meet in the middle.
100%.
If you want me to run for politics, I can. No.
You have my vote.
I actually, when I was younger, growing up in Miami Beach, I'm like, I want to be a commissioner. But there's just so much turmoil. You know, more power to our mayor and commission because they deal with all of these aspects.
Yep.
You know, you got to deal with the residents, you got to deal with the tourists, you got to deal with the politicians, you got to deal with this, that, everyone, and social media. As much as we all love it and we're on it, and it's an amazing vehicle for everyone, also is very difficult for people. The in the know news.
You can't win. You can't. It's a no-win situation.
Right. So everyone wants to be
but I think what you guys have accomplished is so amazing, and I think you know, speaking on behalf of all the restaurants that I know, we're so grateful to you for bringing something as special as this to the 305.
I challenge a lot of our higher end restaurants.
Yep.
I would say, you know, help us create the experience even more. Help us create some more luxury experiences for the consumer that wants that, you know, and then help us shine a light on maybe some restaurants that can't afford it. Let's do more collaborations together, you know. Let's bring more chefs together that are doing unique and fun things and create something special so that people know about maybe some people over the bridge that can't afford to do things like that. That's what I challenge
There
South
is
Florida.
so much. I think for the first time, we, you know, back in 2019, I was begging for a catch and for a Rayo's and for things like that to come. But now, like, you know, I always do the analogy of, you know, the best friend, that, you know, like dating your best friend, like the love of your life was under your nose the entire time. That is the way I look at culinary in Miami. We have so much talent that, you know, we really don't need to look much further than what we already have.
No, and you asked me what my favorite battles have been.
Yeah, please.
The best is when at Chef Showdown, we'll like put together, we have a restaurant committee with Breakthrough that we kind of sit down and we're like, what are the best pairings? What makes the most sense, you know? And my favorite is when we do some, you know, corporate chef and with a local, like maybe a restaurant that people haven't heard of.
Right, and the local guy kicks his ass.
And the local guy kicks his butt, and I'm like, wow,
Love it.
That's what it's, you know, but at the same time.
But it's organic.
Like,
it's also,
organic.
That's what makes memories, right?
Yeah.
You're all about memories, right?
But that's the thing, is like we're creating memories. So when the local guy kicks butt, or when the corporate guy kicks butt, but then hugs the local guy and says, all right, good job.
Right.
Like I got a big backing behind me, so I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But like great effort, and then they do a collaboration after together.
That.
Or something cool. Like it's not about win or lose, who cares? Yeah, you got a cool plaque. Guess what? You got a cool plaque, and I love seeing it in your restaurant. Thank you. You know, Chef Showdown, great. But let's collab together more. And that's what Chef Showdown's about.
How long does it take to clean this shit up? Like, is it like take 364 days a year, or do you just leave it up for the following year?
You know, why don't we just leave it?
Well, just leave it till next year.
You guys could hang out all year long.
Look, we could use the Goya. They get some advertising. We could use it for next year.
I do have to give a shout out to our production team and SFM, our sanitation team, and Jason on the production side, and they do an incredible job at making sure we get this clean piece of sand.
Yep.
And we want to give it back to you clean because we know that the volleyballers want to come out.
Right.
Don't worry. Volleyballers, we got you.
We got you guys.
We want to keep our sand clean. We're all in it together. So when an event producer comes out, maybe they're an international event producer and they don't really give a shit about our sand, and then they're just leaving, and they're leaving like spokes and nails in the ground. That's bad look for our event producers.
Speaking of, how many of those people are trying to jump the fence? Is it like WMC?
Well,
you
made it when you got like scalpers out there, scalping your tickets. I'm like, all right, good work.
You know what? I made it. Like, never in a million years that I think I was going to do an event where they're scalping my tickets outside. You know?
I'm telling you, we once, last year, I think we had someone come up with fake tickets. They were like fake tickets, and they were trying to get in, and I was like, all right, I feel good about it. Our security does a great job, and our team does a great job. But that's the thing, is like, event producers, don't give us a bad rep.
Right.
Like, this is a special piece of land that we're on in South Beach.
Yep.
Let's take care of it, and let's keep having these experiences so that the residents say, like, we want this.
Right.
I get a lot of residents that get so excited when we come because it's cool. What we're doing, we're doing something cool. We're bringing your favorite restaurants here. Like, let's have fun together. And then we'll give it back to you. We promise.
That's why I love you. Okay, so I know that you speak seafood all day long.
All day.
So now I got to ask,
what's your
F+B.
favorite restaurant?
Oh, everybody knows the answer to that one. Right now, it's definitely Sonny's is my number one.
We're going there.
Where me and you are going there.
That's it. We're going.
That's it. We got a date.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you about seafood. I'm not going to ask you what your favorite restaurants are. But what I am going to ask you is something out of the ordinary. So for today's little questionnaire, I'm going to ask you, Valerie Roy.
Are we doing like a giveaway with it?
I'll get you a giveaway. I'll get you a couple free pies.
Oh, free pie, because we're talking
going to do pizza.
Okay, all right,
so
pizza it is.
Give me your top 3 Miami pizza places.
Where do you live down south?
I'm in the Miami Shores, Biscayne Park area.
Oh, I love Miami Shores.
It's the shit's
I do
hot.
a great fundraiser at the Miami Shores Country Club every year for related group. They are doing amazing things there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My kid plays golf there.
Oh, Miami Shores is amazing. Yeah. You see how much love I have for our neighborhoods? I just love it. Okay,
love it. And that's why I love you, because you're just such a 305 person.
Such a 305 person.
You know when it's like the transplants doing events here, because they want to, you're just getting everybody involved.
I love it. I want everyone, like, tell me I want to know your favorite restaurant in Miami Shores, and then I want you to, like, have me go and try it and have them come out here.
After you tell me what your favorite 3 pizza places are.
Pizza. Okay, pizza. We're going to I'm going to go with Casola's on 17th and US 1, because a late night, the largest slice. When I take my 10-year-old and 11-year-old, and they're like, what?
You share a slice.
Biggest, yeah, right. Oh, my God. And have you ever had their chicken salad?
Epic.
Oh, croissant.
Epic.
Oh, my God. Okay. Then Miami's Best.
Miami's Best, okay.
Miami's Best pizza.
What do you love about it?
Miami's Best is like, I just get nostalgic because I'm a Canes fan.
Obviously, you.
Grew up, right? A Canes fan, going to the Canes games. I mean, we were at the Orange Bowl my entire life. But I was a big baseball fan too. So my kids play baseball. We are always at University of Miami baseball. And so having Miami's Best right there just reminds me of growing up, being at Mark Light,
right,
and having your best, pizza, and then you get your sundae from Mark Light, and that's a perfect sundae.
Fair enough.
That's sundae.
What do we got for number 3?
Oh, right. There's a new place.
Ooh, I like new.
Is it new? Okay, so I got it. It's I don't know that it's new, but it's Square Pizza from Detroit. I went to University of Michigan.
Okay.
Don't forget, my husband's
Absolutely.
from Michigan.
We're
big in Detroit-style pizza. Square Pizza, Emmy's in the
Emmy Squared. Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's not local, I know, but it's fabulous.
Yeah, they're a Miracle Mile, right? It's the Miracle Mile location. Yeah.
Loved it. But honestly, like, I gotta give Miami's Best in Casola's. That's where I order from.
See, I would think that you would throw like a Steve's Pizza at me for honestly, old nostalgia.
I would go with Steve Pizza, but I had some delivery issues with them.
Oh shit! So they're blacklisted.
No, but I really love them.
They're blacklisted.
But they're very busy on a Friday night.
I get it.
But that's the thing is, so we're in the Pinecrest Palmetto Bay area, and Flanagan's. I mean, that's where I like to go.
You know what? We talk about it time and time again. You can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with a good Flanagan's wings.
That's right.
And my green cup.
How many cups did you steal?
Yeah, right? Like
How many cups have you
thing is
stolen?
like green cups.
You got the pink one?
No.
Oh, shit. We're going to have to
Man,
put
I
you
gotta
on.
know this guy, you know?
I'm
You
going
know
to put you on.
everything.
I'm going to put you on.
I'm gonna get my pink cup.
Done.
I love it. Well, what's your favorite? Give me one pizza place that's your favorite. You're gonna name something really cool.
No. Honestly, I keep it simple. Love Miami Slice. Love Joe's Pizza. I don't know if you
Slice is
tried
good.
Mark's on 71st.
No.
It's fantastic. And you know what? I like Steve.
Steve's
I
Pizza.
could dive up some Steve's and
Solid work.
I like Stanzione. Stanzione's great pizza.
Haven't had it.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay, but while we're
Lucali.
Oh, good job. Love it. Love him. Love their whole game. What's your favorite burger? Give me one burger.
I love USBS, but
Solid
I had the
performance.
burger at the Joyce on Saturday night.
Oh my God, I love the Joyce.
Right now, that's my favorite burger.
I love them. Great new concept.
Amazing.
I'm excited for them. My friend Eric actually just joined their team and is helping, kind of organize their operations. And I'm excited for them to
The
see.
chef there is incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andre. He's a great dude. Shout out to Leanne. They have a great team. They have
That's
such a good
awesome.
operation there.
That's awesome. Yeah, but see, you got to go local. You got to go like heart of Miami. Like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to watch a Dolphins game?
You don't. That's the problem. Nobody could afford to open a sports bar anymore. Well,
You got to go to the Keg and eat a burger at the Keg.
You know what? You're right. That's absolutely. I'm too old to be there, though. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm an old timer.
You're not an old timer. You told me you go to Sunny's and you're fun and you're like having a good time. I'm here talking nostalgia. Heart of Miami, everyone.
Where do you watch a Dolphins game?
I don't watch the Dolphins because they suck. I watch the Canes. I watch college football.
Love it.
Oh, we had a rough weekend last
I
weekend.
love watching. It's weird. I actually like watching football at the Citadel.
Oh, cool.
It's actually, all day long that I get to have Stanzione and I get to have USBS and
So
a
good.
couple of the great concepts.
I got to tell you, that's what I think the South Miami area really
Yep.
needs. Like a good new sports bar, a good new place to have, happy hour, good
Yeah.
bites. Like there's some concepts that Pinecrest, Coral Gables, or South Miami area could use.
I
And
think
it'd be
the problem
perfect.
with that is again we're getting real estate conversation.
It's expensive.
The numbers on Miracle Mile are insane during the day.
Not Miracle Mile. I would say like more
South Miami.
Yeah.
It's going through a little bit of a tough time right now.
Let's see what Sunset Place ends up turning out to.
Listen, I just like Lincoln Road. Listen, I wish them the best. I hope.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to work out, but I hope them the best. Val, you were amazing, beyond my expectations. I love you. Thanks to you, Todd and Jason, for everything you guys do for the community. We're gonna have a recap, and me and you have a date at Sonny's.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right.
See you
Thanks
guys
for coming
out
on.
there.